it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the last day, day 31 of hashtag 31 days of ephemera, and today we're doing a super simple one because it's a 3-day weekend and I'm ready to get started. So we're going to do fold over envelopes, and it's exactly what it sounds like it is. It's envelopes made by folding over the fabric. Sorry guys, I've been messing with fat quarters this morning. But anyway, with paper. I've taken 3 pieces of 8.5 by 11 24-pound paper that have been printed full page, borderless, and I've just glued them together in half so they're double-sided. Okay, and we're gonna start. Let's see, I think both of these have a lot more words than this one, so basically this is how hard it is. We're gonna fold this over about there. We're gonna leave maybe a ½ inch, and we're gonna fold this over there. Okay, now you can do all kinds of things with this. You can punch the corners, you can round the corners. Let's round the corners on this one. So I'll use my ½ inch side and we will round this side. I might need to stick a little bit of glue in there, it looks like. No, maybe not. It's just I do need to trim off that little edge though, because that's going to bug me. Sometimes when you fold them over, it's not exactly perfect. There we go. So just trim that off. No one will be the wiser. Then we're going to ink this up. I do have a new sponge. It's always lovely to get a new sponge. And then I'll try to get that loaded. Probably time to... Well, didn't I? I just re-inked, so maybe not. Anyway, I'm just going to put a little ink around this. And like I said, these are super easy. I'm calling this one Fold Over Envelopes 3 Ways because I'm going to do them in 3 sizes. So as you saw, this was 8.5 by 11, folded in half. Now you can do this with your scrapbook paper as well. This will work with any size piece of paper, as I'm going to show you. I think I'm going to round this piece too. There. Okay, so get all the way around. This is the flap, and then we'll decorate these. You can decorate them up as much or as little. I don't need to ink in here, but I do want to ink this little flap. And I don't know if that's going to work because it's 2 layers, but that's okay. It'll good enough. Good enough. And use some of our handy dandy, well, I don't know how handy it is when you have to wait for it, like the ketchup, but I'll try not to get too much of it inside the envelope. Rub off all that extra string and fold it up a little bit on my mat. Okay, let that sit for a minute. Okay, and then we have the flap here, and we'll decorate these in a minute. I'm just going to get a paper clip here to keep it closed, and that's one. Okay, so this started as a half, 8.5 by 11, folded in half, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. This envelope ended up being about 5.5 by 3 3/4. So perfect. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut it in half. If I can find my cutter. What do I do with my cutter? Okay, it's hiding. So we're going to take this one and we're going to cut it in half. Now, half of 8.5 is 4 1/4, so that's where we're going to cut it. All right. And we are going to, going to repeat. Now remember, I started with 3 pieces of 8.5 by 11. So how do I want this to be? I think I want to go this way. All right, so these are smaller envelopes, of course, and leaving a little room. I don't know how this is going to work with that smaller one, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, so there we go. So this is upside down on this side, but it doesn't matter. You could use a non-directional pattern if you like. I am going to go ahead and ink this though, because sometimes these I don't attach to the page. Because this writing is upside down, I probably would. Let's use the 1/4 inch on this one. Just a little bit more fitting with the size. Okay, and repeat. Alright, so we're going to glue in here, maybe. Okay, like so. Okay, so same thing on this one. We just want to ink that up. Now this one ends up being almost 4 1/4, or 4 1/4 by about 2.5. So that's nice. Now what I would do is I would probably do both of these and then use them both on a page. We can go ahead and do that, I suppose. Let's see, how did I did it this way. I want the writing to be this way. Okay guys, so take these two, and I'm just going to show you here in my idea book, if I can find a blank page here. Oh, here's one. So I would attach both of these on a page, and you could actually leave this open and have a couple of flip downs, double flip down, but I would attach them on a page like so. Okay, so that's 2 ways. And then the last one, you may have guessed, I'm going to divide it again. So I'm not sure, and I'll be honest with you, I used Target glue, and it's crisping up. It seems to be, because it was dry. I made sure it had time to dry. Not bad, but you can see little places where the glue is coming apart. So I'm going to have to go back in there and fix it. Get that off so it doesn't glue shut. Maybe we can use this little bit of glue in there. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I haven't had that problem with the Scotch purple glue. A little bit, but not much. And of course the Scotch Create, I don't ever have that issue. So I want to make sure this isn't glued down. There we go. All right, so, but you get the idea. This one's not too bad. The little bit right there. It seems to be on the edges because maybe I'm not getting enough glue on the edges. So, and if you're just using this for something that you're cutting, it doesn't seem to be a problem. It's the folding that kind of makes it separate. But use a good glue, art glitter glue, or the Fabri-Tac, or tacky glue, or whatever. I've even used this glue. Now the only thing about this glue is it does wet and make your paper wrinkly, but it disappears for the most part. All right, so we've got one big one, two small ones, and let's see what we can do here. I think I will do all four. So this will be 4 1/4, and like I said, I don't know if this will work or not. And half of 5 1/2 would be 2 3/4. So that looks about right. You don't have to use these all for envelope, but what I'm saying is if you want to make up a bunch of envelopes, this is the way to do it. And these are fun little ephemera pieces. You always want to have envelopes in your stash. So I'm just going to fold these and not worry. I'm going to fold the top. Oh, wow, look at that's pretty good. About 1 inch, and then pull this one up. Okay, I'll do them all at one time. Don't know why my phone is ringing, that's why. Because the writing's sideways, I'm not really worried about how these go. But I want them all approximately the same size, so. Okay. And one more. I'm just lining it up so I can get it straight, which it should be because I used my cutter. So, all right. I want that about 1/2 inch. You need a little bit of room so that you can get in the pocket. Now, what would be great is if you left these open, because these would make great little writing spaces. So I'm going to use my 1/4 inch punch on this one. And of course, I try to fast forward all this repeat business for you. So you could leave those open. Let's just ink around this front part because I am going to glue this to a page probably, but you wouldn't have to. You could leave this and use it in a pocket or in a cluster or anything. You could cut it again. I might not do it with this double thickness, but if you have, the reason I'm using this double thickness of paper is because I have it. You could easily use scrapbook paper. So let me finish inking these and we'll be back. Already destroyed my sponge. Okay, so on these I would also glue multiple to a page. I might not glue 4, but you could easily, that would fit there, and then you have a little writing spot. In fact, I'm going to use that one on this card and clip it in as my idea, okay, for my fold over envelopes. And then on the, here we go, here's a page, well, it's the same page, but I would probably attach these like this on this page, like that. And like I said, you could leave them open so that you can flip them, or you could close them like an envelope. So you know what, let's go ahead and attach these to this page. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to glue them all the way down, but you could, in fact I will do it, glue it as a pocket. just in case. Okay, like that. I will do the top and the bottom and then add the middle one. Okay. You can add them as a pocket, and then you don't have to use it as a pocket if you don't want to. So I'm going to add a little something to keep those closed. Okay, and then we have this last one. Probably right there is the middle between them, keeping it away from about a ½ inch from the spine. Even though these are, this journal is not bound, it's removable pages. So let me find some labels. I have these words right here that I like. So let's just do spring. And I'm cutting off this black line because I don't have the black line on the sides. So I want to put this glue 2/3 of the way up and put it right, oh goodness, that's way too much glue. This is bigger than I thought, so you know what, let me let that one dry and I'll start a different one. Let's do halfway. Halfway. And yeah, that should be, and then I'm going to line it up with the bottom here, only because these are larger. And do this one halfway up. And keeps our pocket closed nicely. I'm just going to hold it there for a second. Give that glue a chance to set down. Where's that one? It's glued to my arm. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to use that one yet because there's too much glue on it. I'll just cut me another one here. Although this one's not cut the same, it has some of the black lines, so I'm going to take them off. Not that it matters, this is an idea book, so do the bottom half. Whoa! Alright. And these are pretty secure. This paper, 24-pound paper, when it's folded and doubled, it becomes quite strong. So I'm going to go ahead and put one on that one too. And I've got Graceful here. Okay. And then we'll pin that one back in. I'm just centering it. And these tags are probably a little big, but you get the idea. You could use a flower or a butterfly or anything as a closure, so I do want that to be level on the bottom. Alright, and then I am going to just attach this one in this way. Alright, so there's our 4. Let's go ahead and stick, I'm just going to go ahead and, since I have these, I'm going to go ahead and stick these in the pockets. And I will come back and trim them later if I remember, but we'll put those in there so that we know there's something in that pocket. And then Joyful can actually go in here, which is not a pocket but can be a pocket. It'll be a surprise. All right, so there we go. All right, so that is fold over pockets. Now you can sew on these, you can decorate these any way you want. Sometimes I will run some lace across the top and across the bottom, and I will wrap these around a page. These, like I said, I'll attach to a page as a pocket, but you could also wrap these around the page. You could wrap these around the top of a page and make a tuck with them if you wanted. So many options, and I hope you'll try it. I thank you for tuning in to the 31 days of ephemera. I need to start doing a journal, and I'm gonna start working on some covers. So I've got some fabric that I need to use up, and I'm gonna start working on some covers. Probably envelope covers. I really like the ones that Gail does where she puts fabric on the outside envelope and on the inside envelope and then sews around the whole thing. It's nice and sturdy. So I may make up a bunch of those, and then we will do some going through our ephemera that we've been working on over the last year, because I've got a bunch of it, and I've got 2 baskets full that need to start getting used up, and we will make a couple, probably 3 eclectic journals. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in September. Bye now.